Alright, folks. Our Elite League Division A casts continue. This time, we've got Toilailee as the Space Marine Apothecary, BestNoob as the Eldar Farseer. So how do you think Toilailee's going to feel about that random? I haven't seen Toilailee play almost at all since I've been back around, so I'm pretty excited to see him get some games in. Pretty excited. Scouts and tacks on the field. Banshees coming out behind double guardians for BestNoob. Apothecary can be very effective, but normally I feel like, and most people say that like Apothecary doesn't really come online until he gets a couple levels, his heal gets a little stronger. You got to get him on the field, and you got to get that kind of critical mass of Space Marine units so that you can really make it difficult to burst them down with things like Guardians, Banshees, Rangers, that sort of thing. The heals, of course, very good at keeping your map presence up, which is somewhere that Space Marine tends to suffer against Eldar, but Farseer has so many great options. You get Assault Space Marines, there's Mind War, you got Guide, Fortune, I mean, Spirit Stones, it's all great. It's all tons of fun to use, it's all really effective. Farseer has so much fun war gear. Whereas Apothecary, it's kind of like you get Purification Rites, you might get a Storm Bolter. Every once in a while you see Sanguine Chainsword. Shotguns come on just in the nick of time, or maybe just a moment too late. Banshees do lose a model or two, but it looks like Toilailee's going to stick it out. He's got the heal. It's enough to keep him in here. 2 Banshees go home because the Apothecary can't seem to get a swing on retreat. There he goes. 1 Banshee goes home. Farseer still out here. Might be able to get a kill on attack model if the Apothecary's not careful. He wants to keep these attacks on the field, but risking losing the model is the scary part, right? The heal comes in, and these tacks should be fine. He stalled just long enough. I feel like that was it. Like the Farseer was guided. One more swing on that tack would have killed him. I'm almost sure of it. Shuriken on route. 1 generator down for the Eldar. And a fairly split map. Space Marine is starting to take more control considering they have this side now as well.
Moving to cover.
And one thing we haven't mentioned right now is that Toilailee is something like 7-0 in his Elite League matches so far. So this is him fighting Bestie now. He's already taken out some pretty big players. He's fought Piano, Shroom, a lot of the other guys. Bruce, I think he's already taken out as well. So Toilailee looking really strong. We've got Torpin in chat pulling the regular, like, old man thing saying I'm no good at this game even though he just took out BestNoob. Trying to temper expectations, I don't know, for himself or for the audience, but... He's saying he sucks in a streamer's chat where the streamer's like 0-7 right now, so... Something to keep in mind. In a lower division, mind you. Alright, 451 to 472. Toilailee and Bestie continuing to clash. The Assault Marines are here, though. Scouts are upgraded. The Space Marines are powering up, getting ready for a big fight. Is Toilailee going to push the gens at this point? It looks like he's jumping in over here against the Farseer. Farseer is going to continue trying to get the decap. Scouts taking the center of the map, but the Apothecary is posturing to set himself up so that he can support both the Assault Space Marines and the Tax. Tax going for a Flamer upgrade, so a Gen Bash is imminent if BestNoob can't do anything about this, but the Banshees are here. There is no Purification Rites yet. The Banshees looking to try to get those Scouts out of here so they can't support the primary Space Marine push. One gen goes down. It looks like there will be a second. Some free eco damage here for Toilailee. BestNoob getting aspect upgrades. There will be grenades in the retreat pass over here, so if Toilailee overstays his welcome, he's actually going to have a pretty tough retreat. It looks like he bails on trying to kill that last generator, at least for the moment. There's one tac model still getting engaged in melee by the Farseer. The assault jump comes in. The Banshees are here. The Apothecary is stranded out here with a lot of down health. He retreats, but he wasn't moving, so there's no acceleration over here. I believe some fleet of foot might be all it takes to finish off this Apothecary. Meanwhile, the Assault Space Marines continue their push against the Guardians. Did both grenades go down? I think they did. And I believe the Apothecary is in fact down as well. Yeah, he just got repurchased with Blessing Alerman. Assaults jump out, knock down the Banshees, and hit that retreat button. Good job, like landing partially on the Banshees. Because if you don't land on the Banshees at all, they will get a model kill there. So that was actually some pretty nice finagling to keep those assaults on the field. Toilailee now with no zeal left, but got the Apothecary back for free, kind of turning your red into resources, you know. 125 red for 250 requisitions, something like that. I can't remember if it's 125, 150. Either way, Apothecary's back. He's got his Storm Bolter. Ready to dish out some range damage, do his best Tech Marine impression. Except he's a Tech Marine with good abilities and globals. $340 to 470. Toilailee down by about 130, which is not that big a deal as Space Marine in Tier 1 against Eldar. You kind of, you know, as we were saying in one of the previous matches, you kind of expect to be on the back foot of map control a little bit in the Eldar matchup as Space Marine. You're not as quick, you're not as agile, you don't have a mobile army like they do. And again, a big Space Marine push coming down on the Eldar gens. Bestie going into Tier 2, but now he's not going to have any power to do anything with that tech. Shotgun blast comes in. The Banshees are isolated. The Assault Marines identify the Shuriken position. Shut down the potential suppression, and the Storm Bolter stops that Farseer. A great engagement by Toilailee. The Eldar are going to be able to come back out here, but not before the generator farm is finished once and for all. Big heal comes in, but again, we don't have any purification rights, so the Banshees are not punished too hard. But the Tac Flamer is doing enough work for everybody, apparently. Those Eldar were kind of bunched up right here, and the Tac Flamer was just burning them all down. Scout's doing a good job elsewhere on the map so far. Another full auto sends the Farseer packing. Head on home. Bestie wins the tech war but loses the fight. So it will pretty much just even out here as Toilailee gets into Tier 2. The timing of that Gen Bash is pretty crucial. Because as you can see, you know, BestNoob still gets into Tier 2, but killing all the gens that he did just means that he's going to have time before any Tier 2 tech comes out. A nice looking grenade, a little exchange there between the Scouts and Shuriken Cannon. Both have to go home. But they're going home with Toilailee at a 2-0 cap, so the VPs are finally starting to tick down for BestNoob a little bit here. Toilailee still down by over 100 here. Grenade comes down. Assault Marines jump out. Now a Sarge out here as well, so these Dire Avengers gonna have to get out of there. Another grenade is dodged. The Guardians manage to try to shut down this assault push, but it's not gonna happen. The Assault's easily pushing away the 10 or so Guardians that remain. Level 3 Apothecary, level 1 on the Farseer. Farseer has not managed to get too many kills at all. The Apothecary, meanwhile, gunning down Eldar left and right. Gunning them down, shotgun blasting them, chopping them up. the first in a best of 3, so not the worst that could. Wait, what is this? Toilailee going for a second assault marine squad? Is this real life? Oh my god, that merciless strike! It hit everything. Now the fire's here. The AoE continues. The Banshees getting ripped apart. Dire Avengers and Banshees both narrowly escaping. There's no assault jump, fortunately, for BestNoob, because otherwise this would have gotten even worse, even faster. A couple fortunate escapes for BestNoob, but that's not going to be cheap to reinforce. Let's take a look at what's going on with the requisition right now. 253 to 282. But all the requisition on the map is about to be in the hands of Toilailee. This is about to get denied right here. Down to 222. Assault Space Marines return once again. We've got 2 squads. Now BestNoob might, I think he should know that this is a second Assault Space Marine squad. But this is just a bully by, oh my gosh, there it goes. Toilailee takes it. BestNoob throws in the towel. All right, Lord General this time for Toilailee. This is when I first cast Toilailee, this is what I saw. This was the man right here. The Lord General. Toilailee made him known. BestNoob is the Tech Marine. Oh man, this is what I need to see. I need to see the Tech Marine win this fight. I need this personally, BestNoob. You gotta win this fight for me. Commander here. Go ahead. Alright. Here we go. Tech Marine going right for the victory point. Scouts pushing up. Tack's gonna take these 2 points over here. Space Marine versus Imperial Guard. As Tech Marine in this matchup, I feel like I have a problem causing any disruption and thus a problem causing any bleed in the early game versus Imperial Guard. Let's see how BestNoob handles it. Imperial Guard with Lord General is actually like one of the toughest things to force off the map if it's played well, because the Lord General can heal via reinforce, the Sentinel can heal via repair, and the Guardsmen and Catechins can heal via medkits from the Lord General. So there's just a lot of sustainability in Lord General pushes if you play him right. The Tech Marine, of course, has lots of range damage, but still tends to get a little outshot by Imperial Guard so long as the Lord General is playing correctly. Sentinel Stomp does come online, knocks the Tech Marine out of the cover, and goes for the decat. Changed his mind about that one. Tags and Scouts moving to engage. One of the best ways you can really bleed is actually just killing Lord General retinue members, because they're not... killing a Lord General retinue member is like the equivalent of killing like 5 guardsmen. So if you're looking to cause wreck damage, that's the way to do it. Tech Marine falls back with a sliver of health. Scout's looking to get the decap, but they can't make it happen. And we're going to see the Toilailee double Sentinel build. A Toilailee classic here in 2020. Season 6 of the Elite League. Can anyone stop it? Two stomps, 2 sentinels, 2 guardsmen, and an angry Lord General with a bear fur coat. More stomps come in. Hold your progress. Scout attack right here. Lord General's just slowly pushing up, slowly tightening the noose. BestNoob has no power, but Toilailee only has the natural power farms as well. He hasn't built any nodes. Going double Sentinel, double Guardsman is a requisition-intensive build. Now, is Toilailee looking to get something else here? Because he hasn't popped any nodes yet. These Sentinels are starting to get rather low. Lord General almost goes down to the Mastercrafted Bolter. Tax trying to get the finisher, but it's not going to happen. This is a lot of ranged firepower. The Mastercrafted Bolter will add some nice piercing damage to deal with both the Guardsmen and that high-powered shock and sometimes snipe Sentinels that people have slightly overextended. Devastator Cannon now moving forward with the Vengeance rounds already unlocked. And BestNoob looking to turn this back around. Makes a push of his own, slowly pushing the Imperial Guard back almost to their own gens. If he can get some decaps on some power over here, he might well be able to pull ahead. Attacks are up here and they're pretty beat up.
Power node is taking hits.
Catachins behind the Sentinels before any power goes down. Man, that's a lot of requisitions. So 2 Guardsmen, 2 Sentinels, and Catachins before he builds any gems. You have to be fairly confident in your play to do that sort of thing. Double Tax and Devastator Marines with Vengeance rounds. Probably about the best way to deal with 2 squads of Sentinels. Or 2 Sentinel vehicles anyways, not 2 squads, but you know what I'm trying to say. 480 to 378 right now. BestNoob behind on VPs, but certainly not an insurmountable position. Another Devastator comes online over here, and a couple gens drop down for BestNoob.
Let's do it. Commander here. Go ahead.
This looks very powerful, of course, but keep in mind, like, when you drop Sentinels in this kind of build, your army just falls apart. We were talking about it earlier in chat, the House of Cards of Imperial Guard. Like, if you lose your vehicles, your infantry can't really stick around too much. Especially as Lord General, you don't have a melee threat or disruption like the Inquisitor or the Chaos, or sorry, the Chaos Lord, the Commissar Lord.
Generator coming up.
Alright, here we go. Another big engagement happens here. The Devastator's blasting, chunking off those Sentinels, but there's enough repair out here that it doesn't really matter. The Tacs are beat up. All these Tacs are staying on the field, though. Very low health. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh! He didn't see it. Is he looking? Man, he is holding on. He's either not paying attention or he's trying to micro. He's missed a couple. I think he wants to take these Tacs a little bit lower. I think he wants to guarantee the squad wipe, and if he can pressure them with the Lord General. Here he goes. This is it. This is it. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. I think he blew it a little bit too early. A little too early. But he got 2 TAC models, which is nothing to scoff at. That's fairly expensive. The Devastator's still firing away. It looked like he was going to build a 3rd dev there, but he decided against it. It might have just been Overwatch? I don't know. So here comes this push I was talking about. Like, the Catachins are going to be able to heal. Yeah. The Lord General can heal. The Sentinel can heal. Everything out here has like some burst healing potential. A little bit of map control from BestNoob on the backline. The scouts are trying to evade the Sentinel while getting some decaps on requisition, but largely, Toilailee just bullying around with double Sentinel. Toilailee is heading into Tier 2. Bestie held onto that power for quite some time, though, so he's not too far behind from Tier 2 also. And BestNoob has a lot of requisition as well. He drops down a couple more gens to make sure he actually has a little bit of power to spend once he gets into Tier 2. And wow, actually getting some flamers in over here on the generators. I can't believe these tacks have been hanging out so long with so little health. Fortunately for BestNoob, there's no improvised explosives in the retreat path this time around. Synchronized sentinels blasting away over there in addition to all of that.
We captured the location. A power node. Roger.
Alright, where do we go from this point? 396 to 345, both players in Tier 2, both players with some power on the field.
We have an edge.
This is a fairly even match so far.
It is captured, sir. Power node is ready.
Do we have any additional upgrades on the heroes? No, still just the Mastercrafted Bolter and the Sergeant for the Lord General. No additions to the retinue quite yet. Attacks moving back onto the field. The double devs so far proving at least reasonably effective at holding the line. There was one gen bash, but it wasn't quite enough to cause that much trouble. BestNoob going for a Razorback. I think just to kind of answer the Sentinels, answer the sustainability of the Imperial Guard, and there's not really any anti-vehicle on the fields yet, but the Razorback can be a little spooky if both those Sentinels go for some missile launchers. What does Toilailee go for next? BestNoob has mostly survived kind of the most harrowing stage of the game, this early Tier 1 with the double Sentinels. We got the Commissar coming out here. Nice stomp there from the Sentinel, but the Sentinel does get flanked by the Razorback. Is it going to be enough to finish it off? One of the Sentinels goes down. Tech Marine goes down as well, though. Catechins are over here causing trouble on the back line, but the Dev gets set back up and reinforced from the Razorback, so it does manage to stay out here. And this is what we were talking about: is that suddenly, sometimes you can be in a bad position or a good position, and just lose one or two things. You lose that Sentinel, you lose the Catechins, something like that, and suddenly things are looking okay for your opponent. One Sentinel went down, the other narrowly escapes death. Toilailee sitting on just the Guardsmen and those Catechins at the moment. The Sentinel's here, but it's going to have to repair before it gets anywhere useful. And we do have a missile launcher online for the Sentinel as well. So the Sentinel missile launcher can actually outrange the Devastators, at least with their heavy bolter. And it can also threaten the Sentinel with the anti-vehicle rockets.
Roger, sir.
I'm assuming we're seeing some stern guards upgraded here. Yes, sir.
The generator is online. The generator is online.
Oh, Reliable comes in. A creeping barrage as well. The Catechins taking a lot of damage. I guess they didn't have a medkit this time around. Lord General charging forward against all of this. Everything is suppressed, though. He doesn't have an answer. Despite being against a double dev build, he hasn't really gotten any of the answers for Devastators. I guess he has the Catachins, but he hasn't really been... He hasn't really been making much happen with them, I guess.
Sir, that generator's taking hits.
Attack's getting some more gens, getting some more levels and experience, getting harder and harder to take down. And the Razorback does such solid damage against these Sentinels. He didn't move back far enough. The Sentinels dropped. Both Sentinels are down. Nice looking grenade. Heal comes in as soon as it hits. Keeps all but a couple models alive. Toilailee has a Chimera coming up, but things are looking dicey. Stern Guards, Devastators, Razorback, and no real way for Toilailee to answer it. He's got no anti-vehicle on the field after losing that missile launcher Sentinel.
Sir, we're losing a power node.
When you invest in both the Stomp and the missile launcher, the Sentinel's a pretty expensive unit. To just lose it outright is hurtful. It's like losing Assault Space Marines.
Commander here.
It's that level of investment. Alright, this is pretty much the time Toilailee needs to get something done. If he can't force a retreat, take out the Razorback, or at least cause some kind of break to the army before this Dreadnought hits, I think that's gonna be it. Lord General's trying to pressure the Razorback, but BestNoob's just willing to cede. BestNoob knows he has the Dreadnought coming up, and if he just keeps his army alive for when the Dreadnought hits, he should be fine. I'm surprised he didn't go for a kill there with the Catachins. Toilailee's teching up against all this heavy armor, but what's he gonna do about this Dread? He's got no answer to this at all. Oh, and it's upgraded to the Melta. It misses its shot, and the Chimera will escape. Catachins have no choice but to fall back, already down 3 models. Did Bestie hit global repair? I don't know what that was for. Maybe the Razorback was lower than I realized. It wasn't for the Dreadnought. I don't know. I'm not sure how Toilailee gets back into this one. This is a rough situation.
Sir, we're losing a victory point out there. Won't be long, sir.
And BestNoob played this very well. I mean, this is what you've got to do with Space Marine. You've got to hold that initial early game push. You got to get into tier 2, get your tech online. You punish the Sentinels, which he was able to do kind of just before they started hitting a critical point. If the Sentinels were still online while both Sentinels were still online and started getting missile launchers on to help deal with this Razorback, it would be a very different game. But as it stands right now, it's just not happening. The Razorback might even survive here against the Lord General. I can't believe it. Scouts might go down, but no, even they get out of there. The Lord General falls, and I think that's going to be GG. Toilailee throws in the towel.
This time.
And BestNoob, the first to take even a single map off of Toilailee in this matchup, or in this Elite League. Okay, here we go. The ace match, the first one we've had for Toilailee. And BestNoob randoms into the Lictor Alpha versus Toilailee's Inquisitor. Toilailee sticking with Imperial Guard. He's played Inquisitor. He's played Lord General. And of course in game 1 he was the Apothecary. Now there's a window where the Nids can get some good stuff done here, but the Imperial Guard are going to be pretty good on this map. And the Lictor, I think, while a pain in the butt. Oh man, waits for the cap to complete and then goes for the decap. Triple Hormagaunts, oh my.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh my, BestNoob.
Tyranid attack. I captured it as requested.
They're closing with us. Right.
Triple Hormas versus a Sentinel. Man, I don't know what to think of that one. It seems like it might not be great, but if anyone can make it happen, I guess it's best.
Now we've got a chance.
Stomp goes down, spreads out the Spore Mines. The Spore Mines don't look like they're going to get terribly too much done here.
We're losing a requisition point.
So the Spore Mines did nothing?
We just need to find
So that's 100 wreck down the drain, effectively.
progress. Halt. Quitting this task. They'll tear us apart in melee.
Perfect says 125. Oh man. Guess it's typical BestNoob troll builds. Yeah, I don't know if he thinks this is best or if he thinks he's just doing something to be goofy here. But Toilailee goes double Sentinel again, and that kind of just, I mean, I feel like that just beats Triple Horma, right? Like, the Hormas can't engage with the Sentinels or they get stomped, and if they don't engage the Sentinels, they just get shot to hell.
Forces are in spotting range.
I guess we'll see where this goes.
This cover may not hold for long. Capture the location.
Oh, that said, it looks like he's going to get himself a Guardsman squad. No way, they escaped. 30 HP. What a champion. Chimera's just racking up all those Hormagaun kills. One's halfway to level 2 already at this stage of the game. Hormas don't really want to fight the Inquisitor either. I don't know about this BestNoob. Ravener's up next behind all the Hormas. Now we'll have some ranged threats.
Right. Need all the help we can get. Power node acquired. Their advantage is meager.
Interesting matchup here. Where are they going? They go way back behind enemy lines. I can't tell if this is smart or not. Hormagaunts want to kill the Guardsmen, but there's just too many of them for them to effectively attack. Another stomp goes down, but a big whiff. Oh, man. Oh, man. The Ravener's trying to stall, but they're gonna get. He's gonna start losing oh my gosh, how is he really not going to lose a model here? There it goes. Second Ravener up for Bestie.
The requisition point is trouble.
Neither player dropping a whole lot of power here. The toxin miasma. Miasma. Oh, this could be an in trouble Sentinel. I don't think it's getting out of there. One goes down. Troll build or not, BestNoob is making it work. Triple Hornet, double Rav. This is a map that forces you to kind of be awkwardly spread out at times. And two Raveners are going to make short work of any Sentinel. And there aren't enough guardsmen to deal with the Hornets. Ah! Friendly fire! Heretics! Heretics! Heresy detected.
Forces are in spotting range.
Oh, we're quitting this task. Generator coming up.
Alright, we've got Adrenal Glands, we've got Toxin Miasma.
Power node.
This Lictor's gonna start getting scary. BestNoob's investing in him.
So the generator is online.
If we see Lone Hunter behind this guy's gonna be a terror.
We are under attack. Halt your progress.
Show me our way.
Sir, power node is ready.
Here, sir. Go ahead.
Catachin's looking to blow up some Hormigons next time they come out here to cap. Generators go down. Same thing for BestNoob. 2 gens, 2 gens. It's actually a fairly even match. Despite the one Sentinel going down, this is still a reasonable fight. If the second goes down, well, that's a different story. But right now, Toilailee can still totally fight this. Oh, I didn't realize, I mean, I guess most of the shields do that, make you knockback immune. So the flesh hook doesn't actually do anything there. Burrow strike coming in, suddenly a bunch of Raveners on the front line. Ooh, Inquisitor goes down again. Catachins! Catachins! GG from Toilailee. What was that engagement? Has it been so long since Toilailee played against Raveners? What was that? Toilailee, just that quickly, no longer undefeated. That was a weird fight there in the mid. I don't know why he felt he needed to commit so hard to that. Just fighting to fight, and oftentimes that leads to situations like that. Very strange. Alright, Bestie takes it 2-1. Now I think we might be in for Torpid versus Toilailee.